That was quite a day, quite an open house. A different feel because there was very few people on site, right? Come out, watch the horses at the fence. If you come out to the fence and sat up by the fence in your car, I hope you had fun today. Thank you for coming out. It just felt like a ghost town otherwise. So we did have some cars at the fence and some people out. But what a show Freddie and Freddie Jr. put on in Prince Edward Island with the commentary. Oh my God almighty. You know what? Every year I like to fast forward, watch the horses go, and then I'll listen to some of the commentary. I literally watched the first set, and then I had to stop it. And I said to Ava, I said, I'm just going to go home and watch the whole thing. The whole 4 hours. I don't want to miss the commentary from the two lunatics. So I want to make sure I go home and watch it.
I also did the commentary.
Yes, you did. But I want to make sure I go home and watch the commentary for those two. Quite the two. Quite the two, indeed. It was a great day at the farm. A bunch of good sets. Last set was a little disappointing. It was starting to get a bunch of water on the track, and there was only one horse stayed trotting in the entire whole last set. I had just got done saying to Danny that saying to Danny that that landing pad feels you go a mile and 25. I said this horse was awesome the other day, and he made about 4 breaks in the mile. Just wasn't good today. We have to make some shoeing changes on him, but at the same time, I know how fast the colt is. Now just looking at that last set quickly, Whispering Song made a break on Amy. I made multiple breaks with landing pad. I believe Austral Hanover made a break trying to catch up to Johnny. We'll get to him in a second. Trying to catch up to Johnny coming out of the last turn. Five Fish Species made a break. Crantini made a break. The whole set made breaks except for Nothing But a Dreamer. I told you guys about Nothing But a Dreamer. He is all business when you turn him the right way of the track. We had a couple of muscle masses cut loose today. Harry was on a mission with Cunning Connie. She just got a little green on the front end down by the wire, and we picked her off and she made a break. But she looked like a powerhouse on the front. Gonna have a lot of fun with those two in particular. So let's get right to it. This is the opening for my Christmas Eve, Christmas Day opening. It's been a tremendous year. Lots to be thankful for and happy for. We've done a number of videos. Your face is all dirty, by the way. Yeah, it is. We had a number of big events this year. All of them capped off, obviously, by the win in the Matron. That was our first major. We had won stake races before. We won a couple of races the one race at the Meadows, they call it a Grand Circuit event, but it really isn't. But the Matron is. And the Matron is. And for us to take away the victory in the Matron with 3 Point Blue Chip was 2 things. 1, a pinnacle thus far for the stable.ca, and 2, most importantly, just the beginning. When you look at the horses we bought and the firepower we have in that barn, and not all of them were on display today. Some had made breaks and didn't look awesome, but from day to day, as I said, landing pad can absolutely fly, and I don't really know what get into him today. He had a little heel scratch. I saw there's a little blood in his right heel coming off the track. Those are the types of things that can bother a baby moving forward. But perseverance is important, and today goes a long way for them cementing. He understood that he wasn't having a great day either. He was really, the last break was just him angry, to be honest. And horses like him will get past that, right? They'll learn that once they get to that position where default is trot and compete, then you're going to see what I see all the time with landing pad. So we'll start it off. I was so happy. I'm torn, right? I'm from a very small town, and Christian family, and no presents were opened until Christmas Day in my family, no matter what. I know there's families out there that think, oh, we'll open one the night before. No. Never presents before Christmas Day in my house. That was just the way it was, and it's the way I always have it too. But considering that the open house was on Christmas Eve and how much I love my wife, I bought my wife a brand new training suit and helmet.
It's magic.
Right? A brand new training suit and helmet. And my wife had never had her own helmet, right? Just always a hand-me-down, but she takes her job very, very seriously, and I just never did. She never did get a helmet. Because it's not easy. You just can't go to the helmet store. There's only a few manufacturers you can buy, then you have to get it painted in your colors. So I wanted it painted the same as mine, right? My wife and I, stable.ca moniker on it. And I got them a couple of weeks ago, and I know how bad she wanted them, and I know she had no idea that I actually bought them. So I snuck down last night, left her a nice note, put the helmet, the training suit right by the door, and she got up in the middle, she got up at like 6 o'clock to go to the barn to make sure her horses were all ready to go, make sure everything was running smooth at the barn, and it was still dark out. She walked right by the helmet, grabbed the suit. She goes, "Oh, thanks so much for the suit. Love you, blah, blah, blah." I said, "The suit? I'm just getting up at 7 o'clock. I said, "The suit? You didn't see anything else there?" No. I said, "You walked right by your other present to grab your suit." So I brought her helmet in. She was very, very surprised, and it was just, it's great. You know, I've been hard on the kids a little bit the last week, and everybody. Just there's so much going on right now. The open house stuff, you know, I do get stressed out too sometimes. Christmas keeps me level. I love Christmas, but I think the whole Omicron thing too, bugging people not to have Christmas with their families, that was a little frustrating for me. So I was under a little bit of stress the last week also, and just such a release to get this day over with, and have it, the weather cooperate for the most part, have everything go so nice, have my father and my brother do the broadcast from Prince Edward Island, you know, James and everybody show up on Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve, keep in mind. Everybody's got somewhere to be on Christmas Eve. To Mark McKelvey come out, you know, my father, and Mark do it in PEI, and then you know, to have everybody show up and work so hard at the barn on Christmas Eve was just so uplifting. So a big thanks to them, thanks to everybody out there that took part in this, and of course thanks to you for tuning in and being a part of the stable.ca, because as I say all the time, without your confidence in us, we don't have the horses in the barn. There is no open house, right? There is no broadcast, and that's everything. So thank you all for that. Now, as I said, for the first set, I had High Enterprise on the front end, and around the last turn, I just let Amy go. I was just going to sprint in the end of it, and Amy took off. Amy and Johnny took off. Well, the Leaps and Bounces are bar hopping filly, right? Amy came first over, and I did let her go in the last turn. I wasn't going to air her out in the last turn, put my horse on the run. I knew there was a snowbank down along the rail a little bit, and I didn't want to get into it, and I did with two other horses. But in this particular instance, I just love this filly so much. I just wanted to have a nice, good, even mile with her. Amy cleared to the front. Johnny took over second, and I had her fired up down the lane. I really couldn't catch up to Amy that much. We got to the turn. Amy's filly put a step in. Mine did not, and I caught up to her, but the training set was over at that point. Amy had won the set. I was second, I think, or Johnny was second. Everybody virtually went good. Una Madonna, James said, was absolutely awesome. I didn't really get a chance to see Una Madonna in action, but I'll take James's word for it. I'll watch it later on. This is a filly that's got there's two fillies in there were my top two picks. One, my top pick from Lexington. Two, my top pick from Ohio were in that set. Una Madonna and High Enterprise. They finished up second, third, fourth, whatever. James said, you know, this filly's got such a beautiful gait, such a powerful way of going. She is exactly how her video that both those fillies videos I fell in love with, High Enterprise and Una Madonna. They look absolutely fantastic on the track, but truth be told, first over in a very strong victory for Leaps and Bounds. We don't want any part of her today. She was all business. So again, Pennsylvania, Ohio, New Jersey, right there, 1, 2, 3, and the other filly, Tactical Mounds, made a little break right at the wire. So you're looking at New Jersey, or Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, New Jersey, top four. Anchors up, looked great. Danny O'Brien said he was good. Sound Assassin. When horses go by her, she bolts left or bolts right. She just needs to pay attention to her work, and she will at some point. Magical Tom was good. What a Mission, who I know can go in 240, 245 right now. I don't know what happened to him. He got away at the back with Jason. What happened during the mile, I'm not sure, but he ended up at the back. Jason did not have a very good day, but I didn't have a great day leading up right up until the sixth set. So I was right there with him with a very mediocre day. But in this set, What a Mission just didn't have a great day. But he has been fantastic up until right now. So a clear victor and a winner in the first set. Leaps and Bounds looked awesome. Tactical Mounds looked awesome. I finished third, and I noticed, I went back and watched the first set, and then Amy started noticing a couple of our caretakers were not paying attention to the proper sets. Now, Jason said there was 2 different lists. I don't know how there would be, but there were some mistakes with saddle pads. I know throughout the day we had to make 3 or 4 changes in the post braids with the horses. So, Leaps and Bounds, awesome. Tactical Mounds was awesome. So was High Enterprise and Una Madonna. Second set, Rito Legacy, again, talk about horses shied away. Both times this horse made a break, they went by her and she shied into the inside, caught that snowbank in the same place and made a break, but was pacing beautifully. I really, really like this filly. She got a beautiful way of going. I know that Dad and James and Mark had announced Nick Sko won the set. He did not win the set. That was Lost Spirit. That little Ohio-bred horse, and Chris Rogers dusted them real bad in there. He put a man-sized beating on them for a little tiny horse. He looked very good. Chocolate for Lunch was great. That's the Dally filly. Dally filly of Johnny McKinnon's. I made a break. Sir Bubbles made a break, but had the lead at the first part. My God, he's a beautiful horse. Sir Bubbles made a break. More Than You Know finished up strong, made a break right at the wire. Outlaw Jesse James, again, as we started to pace, was a little slippery for the first few sets, as it was above 0, but a little snow on the track, little icy conditions. I saw 2 or 3 or 4 of them roll off as you go to let them trot or pace coming out of the last turn, and that's what happened in the set. We did quite a few breakers. Lost Spirit was not one of them, neither was Chocolate for Lunch. Finished up 1-2 and looked very, very good. Set 3, Horn Player, talk about getting into the snow. Ooh, get down and just caught it, finishing up my mile. But man, she looks incredible right now. This Alarm Detector's sister, watch her. I know Curtis followed her after the mile. She catches back trotting, and she is airborne down the backstretch, through the turn, and afterwards in the straightaway, finishing up. She looked awesome. But again, who won that set? Full Heart. Johnny says it's the best filly we have. I hope she is. She's a beautiful filly. This is an Ohio-bred filly, sister to a filly we had named Ailson a few years ago. Full Heart was awesome. Smoking Hot Irish Girl. I was told that very light mouth on the filly, but can absolutely fly. This is Yes's sister. Got to get a martingale and a rubber bit on her, and she'll be fine. Who else was good? James said GJ's ATM was awesome. Illinois bred. He said he was very good today. Here's a horse with shares left. If you're in Illinois, Indiana, or anywhere around Illinois, this is, well, we haven't had a ton of great Illinois breds yet anyway, but this is one. This is our best one so far. GJ's ATM looked awesome on the track today. Who else sipping in my shine? Made a little break. Always Dreaming. Jason, another bad day, made a break. Dreaming of Credit made a break. I don't know what went on him. He's got to get castrated, that little bugger. And Cash Deals made a little break, but looked very, very good on the track. Those are the first 3 sets. Heading into set 4, I had just changed the shoes on Sir Strong. I thought he trotted better. And you know what? That horse might need a set of hobbles for a couple of weeks. And this is a beautiful thing. Danny and I talked about it. You know, just because you put the hobbles on them doesn't mean they have to stay on them. Perfect example is Renegade Gypsy last year wore the hobbles first couple of starts, then we just took them off him. And he was fine because he didn't need them training down. So whether they go on and stay on, or go on and come off, or go back on again, it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're all after the same thing, and that's just getting the best form of every horse on the track. So in this set, Sir Strong made a couple little breaks. I think I am going to put the hobbles on him now that I say it out loud. I'm sure he'll be fine. Swinging Senorita, Harry said, was absolutely awesome. He said, listen, she's a treat to go with. Beautiful filly, does everything right. Lady All-Star made a couple of breaks today, but are by far our fastest horse on the grounds. I trained her middle of the week in 2:45. She can really fly, but a little squirrely. You got to be careful with her. She is a nice filly, but she's got to have her moments, both good and bad, throughout the year. Cutie Cumber, I thought, got off to a horrible start. I had made a break, and I was at the back, and I said to Amy, hey, get her going. Don't let her back here. She said, I'm just letting her catch herself. She knew better than I did because she just made her way up to the front and blew them away. Cutie Cumber is the full sister to help us on the way. The Chapter 7 filly that we bought at Lexington. She was very, very good today. Amy was having a big day. First 5 sets, she won 3 of them, handily. And was an easy winner with Cutie Cumber. Sister Solange made a couple of breaks. I don't know why. This filly's a super talented filly. I can give you a couple of horses to keep an eye on through the year that I'm almost certain will get better and better and better. Where they end will be up to them. but I can tell you they're very talented horses. Sister Solange, one of our nicest horses in the entire training center, I personally believe. Cutie Cumber looked great today, though, and Carter Michael Dio looked very good also. This is the colt out of Brigham Dream. Very, very good looking colt. Top marks from him also. Enzo was acting up today. He's going to be castrated very, very soon. But Enzo, lots of speed there. Another big day for another big set for Jason. First 4 sets and they all run. My 1%. I did not get an update on my 1%. I thought this horse trotted great the other day. This is Dewey Ann's son, the colt. Very impressed with him. Made a breaker otherwise. Got a long year ahead of him. Really liked this colt. And Tailgate Buzz was good also. Little my 1%. Tailgate Buzz, little hiccup. That's our baby, the one that we had the foal. That's my 1%. Tailgate Buzz had good and bad in him today. Danny said when he was trotting good, he was really good, and when he was out of gear, he was on the run. He said, not a great day, he said, but you can tell he's got lots to offer, which is good. Now, the first surprise I had of the day was not the winner of the 5th set. Real Fear is a really, really nice horse. What I like the most about him is he's a Fear of the Dragon. We've had a couple of that entire line, and they're a little pouty, a little angry sometimes. This guy is the happiest horse on planet Earth. What a sweetheart to be around. And I told Amy, I said, you'd be like 1 to 9 in here. Almost an impossibility you're going to get beat. I almost got her, though, with a horse that surprised the heck out of me, the hell out of me. Earmuffs. And that was Captain in the Air. He finished up very, very strong, but I could not get to Real Fear. He really just toyed with us. This is an incredibly talented colt. I cannot wait to see this guy train down. He's just really fun to be around. He's just nice, got a great attitude, very, very fast colt. So Real Fear jogged. Captain in the Air was second. Marshall Zukov. I want to go back and watch hear Dad talk about Marshall Zukov, the foolish things he says. But Marshall Zukov was great also. Old Check made a break for Jason. Seeing a trend, Jason. Absolute Euphoria made a break too. This horse, James actually went with Euphoria. James said she run in just a step. He said now when she runs in at all, she gets close to cross firing, she sticks her toes, and then she panics and bolts right. Wow, that's bright, eh? That sun? She panics and bolts right. He said so maybe a head pull of Murphy on the left. That will be an easy fix. We'll do that right away. But he said, man, she's got a real slick gait when she's going. I like to keep an eye on this filly too. Absolute Euphoria. There's 2 Ohio bred pacers I just told you to keep. And for the most part, 75%. For those of you out there who are looking to buy shares and trying to anybody that doesn't buy shares in Real Fear just doesn't like pacers or doesn't like horses, because I can tell you right now, by far the best pacer we have right now is Real Fear, and quite frankly, one of the most interesting yearlings in the entire property is Real Fear. So I saw some people buying those shares up 75%. You know, when you're looking at talent, value, and just a nice horse all around, I guess dollar for dollar, the very best horse on the training center, I believe, is Real Fear. You're not going to find a better horse that's going to cost less with shares left. And man, he just looks like he does it so easy out there. Real Fear is a horse that just shouldn't have any shares left, to be honest. Quite frankly, that's the easiest way to put it. Old Check, you'll see this horse come forward in a big way. He's fast, but goofing off today. Jason said left line, being silly. But we'll get to the bottom of him. Gandalf the Black did his work well, I believe. And one that really surprised me, May Lose Control. Now, old May didn't want any part of Captain or Real Fear down the lane, but gave them a little scare in the last turn. They knew he was there. I'd said to him, I said, you should have just kept going 3 deep with him. But Real Fear is no joke. He's no horse to toy with. He's strong. And also, as I said, Captain in the Air just surprised the hell out of me. Was awesome today and looked very, very, very strong finishing up his mile. Impressed with both him and May Lose Control. Was very good also. Then we went on to set 6. Track started to get a little tacky, a little wet. I'll tell you what, Coupe de Ville, she's got a lot of ignorance in her. She can be an ignorant filly, but a lot of speed in this filly. She is very fast. Now, I didn't want Landing Strip, just toyed with them. James says he's their best trotter, and he might be. Johnny says it's Full Heart. She looked awesome today, but Landing Strip, man, when you look at his pedigree, when you look at his presence on the track, how good he is, how easy he does his work, I'm inclined to maybe agree with James, at least at this point. Landing Strip looked professional today. He looked very, very good today. Coupe de Ville finished up strong after goofing off. This is the filly that was leaping and throwing herself in the air, and you asked me why. She was just being silly today, but man, she can really, really fly. Strong. This was set 6. This is a very powerful filly, very strong. A lot of weight to put on her, a lot of bulk to put on her, and I think she's only going to get better. Man, you can tell she's got talent, and obviously we're in love with her sister, Globetrotting. She's done a lot of good for the stable and a lot of good for us. So Coupe de Ville was strong. I'll be honest, if Cunning Connie doesn't make that little break coming out of the turn, or halfway down the lane, I don't think we beat her. You know, Harry put the hammer down from the start. I didn't tell Harry what they were ready to go. We went a mile 46 in that set, which is much faster. Coupe de Ville, way faster than she's been. Landing Strip could go as fast as you want right now. He's just a nice horse. But Cunning Connie, she almost put it on us. And just to show you how powerful that filly is, she just whacked out the mile on the front when she's never been on the front in her life in a training set. Did everything professionally, looked strong, looked good, and then just caught herself and rolled off stride halfway down the lane. This is going to be a good filly for us, I think, in 2022. Fashion Presidente did his work well. Rosita's Dream did his work well. Hasty Bid, James's horse, looked really good finishing up the mile. Really, the only horse that acted up in there was Twin Cedars All-Star. Again, just very, very, very green. It's going to take a lot of work to polish this guy up. But Jason said he seems like he has speed. He just really is stupid, to be honest. He kept looking at everything, and he'd catches something, catch his eye, and he'd make a break. Something catch his eye, he'd make a break. Just got to get him past that. And the only way to do that is experience. Just work and work and work and work and work. And we'll continue to pour that work to Twin Cedars All-Star, another Illinois bred. This is a good-looking horse by the leading sire in Illinois, Lou's Legacy. So in there, Landing Strip was a definitive winner. He just looked like he won at ease. I was all out with Coupe de Ville, but a good mile from her. And then Cunning Connie looked awesome also. A real good set of trotters in there. Then we went into the 7th set, and I didn't know what to think. Tactical Tactor, Merchant Man, Spitfire Overseas. These are 3 of our best horses. If you were going to say an open trot, that might be it right there. A lot of really nice horses on the grounds right now. Those 3 horses caught my eye. Spitfire Overseas looked awesome, but the move stop calling them that. Tactical Tactor, the move he put on them, starting down the backstretch to clear off the lead, was incredible. I was just really, really, really impressed with his presence. He's classy. He's talented. You know, this is a regal royal type family, and I hadn't gone with him much, and I didn't really know what to think. I almost didn't move him, but as soon as I moved him over, it was like a switch went off, and it said boom, just ripped over to the front, toyed with them around the last turn, trotted away down the lane. Now Merchant Man almost got me at the wire and then made a break in the turn after, but he looked awesome too. This horse, those 2 colts in particular, I expect big things from Tactical Tactor because we bought him to be a nice horse. Most expensive horse we've ever purchased at the stable is Tactical Tactor. He looked good today, right? Merchant Man is a horse. If you guys remember the storyline from Lexington, I had bought the trotting filly, which would be the aunt, I suppose, or the niece, I suppose, of Landing Strip, right? Landing Strip's sister, who's a world champion, is the mother. She took a mark of 49-4 as a 3-year-old trotting filly, is the mother of the filly that I had bought, and I virtually traded that filly for 2 Pennsylvania trotters the next day. So Steve, who came down to the sale with me, wanted the filly. He thought at $42,000 she was under purchased. She's a beautiful filly. He wanted that filly. I told him if I bought 2 Pennsylvania colts that I wanted, both of them, if I got them both the next day, the ones I wanted, I would give him the ticket. The first one was Carter Michael Dio. The second one was Merchant Man. I got them both. I was super happy, super pumped, and ended up giving Steve the ticket. Virtually said, here's the filly for $42,000. I'll keep these 2 colts for I think 55 or whatever. But I couldn't have been happier with the purchase of Merchant Man. Spitfire Overseas was, I thought on his pedigree page, what we paid for him was a fair market value. But when you look at the horse himself and how good he looked, I think we got a bargain on I think we got a bargain on Spitfire Overseas. Danny thinks this is our best horse. Everybody has their favorites, right? Tactical Tactor is everybody's hopeful, right? But James says Landing Strip. Johnny says Full Heart. Danny says Spitfire Overseas. I got my eye on a lot of them, to be honest. I'm a little partial to Sister Solange, but she wasn't that good today. That's quietly one that I'm looking at. But Merchant Man could easily be my pick also. I love Merchant Man. Columbus today, this 5 days after being castrated, and they said he was just goofing off. That will come to an end very soon. Oh my gosh. This horse just going to put on some weight, right? Put on some weight, put on some strength.
Who needs to?
Oh my gosh. And he needs to be castrated also.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh is
Swan. I thought you were like saying, oh my gosh.
No, Swan for all colt. Beautiful colt. We got to castrate him, and then he'll be fine. Hill Street Blues, again, he's another castration horse, 100%. And Columbus was already done. But the other three in that set were incredibly good. And that was Tactical Tactor, Spitfire Overseas, and Merchant Man. All three were awesome today. Then we went to the last set. It was really a dog's breakfast. They were all over the track, made a break, run all over the place, except for one. And he looked nothing but an absolute professional, especially considering how everybody else was making breaks, and this guy just nothing bothered him. And his name is Nothing But a Dreamer. He was nothing short of awesome today. Very impressed with this colt. He went out, did his work good while everybody else couldn't or didn't. Just an impressive looking animal, top to bottom. So very, very impressed with with Nothing But a Dreamer. I can tell you, landing pad, a couple of heel scratches. He just needs to do his work better, but he can, and he will. Whispering Song made a little break again. At this point now, there's water splashing up, and I didn't ask Amy. Amy went with Whispering Song. I don't really know what happened, but she's been good all along. I don't know. Austral Hanover just rolled off stride trying to catch Nothing But a Dreamer coming out of the last turn. Nice colt's done everything we've asked him to do. Really nice international money colt. 5 fish species. This is the full sister to Bomb Hugger, but she was sick for a good 2.5 weeks or so and missed a number of training days. This getting a car wash. This is mostly was mostly her first training trip ever. So all things considered, pretty good day for 5 fish species. Yes, she made a little break, but that's not the end of the world. And then Crantini, James loves this horse. Crantini's going to have to get a proper martingale on. I will go and get that for him and make sure it's on him from now on. I know James likes, he'll get it. No, he's going to get it Monday. He's going to get his martingale on and do his work right. And I suspect to be castrated at some point, but he's just such a gorgeous, big, powerful colt. I wouldn't say his attitude is poor, but his focus is minimal. So we need to expand that focus. Have him pay attention to his work and do his work. It all starts, I think, with that martingale on Monday. So that was all 8 sets. Just an absolutely incredible day at Tamiko Training Center. A huge, huge thank you, and I know I didn't say it enough, to my brother Mark and my father Freddie, who went all the way in town in PEI to go to a studio to do that work today. So thank you very much for that. Mark McKelvey, the guy volunteers, come out and did his work. I hope he volunteers because I'm not going to pay him if he bills me. But Mark did a great job. Just so lucky to have a guy like him. He's such a professional, pulls everything together. Just people like that are very hard to find. So a huge thank you to Mark McKelvey. And then obviously my brother Curtis and his crew just did a great job. All our caretakers for all their diligent work coming in on Christmas Eve to do this work. Very, very much appreciated. And to all of you, thank you so much. A very, very Merry Christmas wish to everybody. I'll be back. We got lots to talk about still. We're going to talk about some races last night. Happy with Patrick. I think, as I said, maybe lost more than anything due to Mother Nature last night. I talked about that in his video after the race, and then I was the only reason that Swan's Honey got beat. But that'll happen also. She was awesome too. Just a great day today. Lots coming up. Of course, it's Christmas Eve, everybody. Merry Christmas. Hope you have a great Christmas today with your family. Today, tomorrow with your family. Yes, with your family. And a great rest of the year and a Happy New Year. So, lots going on still. Lots to talk about. We still have Monday. We got a big, big day. We got Stonebridge Simba and Tour de Lindy in Ohio.
Stop talking about Monday.
Flanked by Globetrotting, Locatelli, and White Tiger on Monday here. So big day Monday for us. But for right now, the open house is over. Our Christmas open house, our last, hopefully, ever virtual open house is in the books. I'll be back, as I said, in a few minutes. We'll get some more things to talk about. But for now, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Take care.